This is my student support system. Keep watching, keep learning.
Now we will see the process of digestion in small intestine. This is very important. In examination, this separate question is asked that explain the digestion in small intestine. So when the chyme passes into the small intestine, it is mixed with pancreatic juice and bile and intestinal juice. So three types of juices are there in the intestine: intestinal juice, pancreatic juice and bile. And they all act on this food, this chyme, to digest it. In the small intestine, all nutrients are digested and converted into simpler forms. Carbohydrates are broken to monosaccharides, proteins are broken to amino acids, and fats are broken to fatty acid and glycerol, which can be absorbed easily. First of all, we will discuss what pancreatic juice do. The pancreatic juice is secreted by exocrine pancreas and enters the duodenum at duodenal papilla. It consists of water, mineral salts, enzyme, amylase, lipase, and nuclease, inactive enzyme precursors that are trypsinogen and chymotrypsinogen. Now, digestion of protein in the intestine, the trypsinogen and chymotrypsin, which are inactive enzyme, they are activated by enterokinase enzyme, an enzyme in the microvilli, which convert them into active proteolytic enzyme which can digest protein, that are trypsin and chymotrypsin. This enzyme converts polypeptide to tripeptide, then to dipeptide, then to amino acids. It is important that they are produced in inactive form in the pancreas, and they are activated only after coming into the intestine. Otherwise, they would digest the pancreas itself. Digestion of carbohydrate by this pancreatic juice, pancreatic amylase convert all digestible polysaccharides that are not acted upon by salivary amylase, or they are spared during that process, to disaccharides. Digestion of fat, lipase enzyme of pancreatic juice convert fat to fatty acids and glycerol. To aid this action or to help in uh, action or digestion by lipase, bile salt coming from gallbladder, they also help. They emulsify the fat and reduce the size of globules, increasing their surface area, and lipase act on this fat. Now, the principal constituent of intestinal secretion, or known as intestinal juice, is water, mineral salts, and mucus. And most of the digestive enzyme in the small intestine are contained in the enterocytes. They are not freely moving in the small intestine as pancreatic and bile juice do. They remain in the enterocytes in the wall of villi. The digestion of carbohydrate, protein, and fat is completed by direct contact between these nutrients and microvilli and within the enterocytes. The enzyme that complete the chemical digestion of food at surface of enterocytes are peptidase, lipase, sucrase, maltase, and lactase. The final stage of breakdown of all peptides to amino acids take place at the surface of enterocytes. Lipase completes the digestion of emulsified fats to fatty acid and glycerols in the intestine. Sucrase, maltase, and lactase complete the digestion of carbohydrate by converting disaccharides such as sucrose, maltose, and lactose to the monosaccharides at the surface of enterocytes. Now, absorption of all nutrients in small intestine. All the chemical and mechanical phases of digestion from mouth to the small intestine are directed towards changing the food form from complex to simpler. As they pass, and then only they are absorbed in the epithelial lining of the mucosa and that underlying blood vessels. Then these nutrients enter into the blood vessels. These forms are monosaccharides like glucose, fructose, and galactose from the carbohydrates, single amino acids or dipeptide and tripeptide from the proteins, and fatty acid and glycerol and monoglycerides from fats. Passage of these digested nutrients from gastrointestinal tract to the blood and lymph vessel is called absorption. Absorption of material occur via diffusion, facilitated diffusion, osmosis and active transport. About 90% of all absorption of nutrients occur in small intestine. The other 10% is in the stomach and in large intestine. Any undigested or unabsorbed material left in the small intestine pass into large intestine. Monosaccharides, amino acids pass into the capillaries in the villi. Fatty acid and glycerol enter into the lacteals where they are transported along the lymphatic vessels and then enter the circulation at thoracic duct. The surface area through which absorption takes place in small intestine is greatly increased by the circular folds, villi and microvilli. It has been calculated that the surface area of small intestine is about 5 times of the whole body. Large amount of fluid which enter in the alimentary tract each day is absorbed in the small intestine. Only 1500 ml approximately is not absorbed which enters into the large intestine.
My student support system. Keep watching, keep learning.